Division I NCAA Wrestling Championships. We're in semifinal action. When you look at the team competition, Oklahoma State's so dominant now. 101 points for the Cowboys. The race really is for second through fifth places. So we go to the 184-pound weight class now. And Greg Jones of West Virginia has been dominant this season. Jones 23-0 will take on Brian Glynn of Illinois. Greg Jones had that one sophomore campaign, fellas, where he struggled in this NCAA championships. Other than that, he's had an unbelievable career.
Yeah, he was undefeated his sophomore year and then lost 2 or 3 and didn't place. But he only lost once as a freshman, won the national title, went undefeated last year, won a national title. He's undefeated this year. He's looking at another. One of the most dominant wrestlers ever in the NCAA.
Jones with the green ankle bands and Glynn of Illinois with the red ankle bands. He is the 5th seed.
We've talked about where Jones' place in history. It's going to be high up there, especially if he gets to the finals and wins that NCAA crown. 3 NCAA crowns places you right up among the elite.
And he had a brother who was a national champion at West Virginia, brother Vertus.
And another brother, Donnie, coming and signing with West Virginia for next year. So there, you know, it's hard for other teams to keep up with the Joneses. Brian Glynn escaped a scare in the first round, needing riding time to get past Old Dominion's Adam Wright 6-5. He got dinged and hit in the head and had to take the all the injury time that he had and kind of wobbled back out to the middle of the mat. But here he is in the semifinals.
Illinois with a great year, winning the Big Tens. Mark Johnson doing a great job as head coach. Jim Heffernan as assistant. But Craig Turnbull at West Virginia is always Mark Johnson. Heffernan was on the left in the orange shirt. But Turnbull of West Virginia has done a great job, and his assistant is Zeke Jones.
Circle set, work center.
Boy, Jones just moves like a cat out there, doesn't he?
Work in. Let him in.
Right now, it seems like Glynn's move, that hand to the forehead, is bothering Jones just a little bit. He's wincing every time Glynn comes in with that hand.
Well, he sets up that outside single. But right now, you heard the official tell Jones, let him in, let him in.
Because Jones was pinning him against the out-of-bounds line. See, he's backing up right now all the way to the line. Now he'll look, maybe even try a shot on Jones there. As an offensive wrestler, that's when you want to try to circle, keep your back to the outside, keep your opponent in.
Jones solid all year. The defending champion has never lost at 184 pounds. His only loss came at 174.
He's going for his 50th straight.
They met earlier and Jones won 8-4 in the national duels.
We've seen #1 seeds going down. Jones just can't quite circle.
Nice job there. He might get it.
That was close. He couldn't get that far leg.
That's right.
He would have got the far leg. He would have got the 2.
Nice adjustment by Glynn to threaten Jones, but he comes up empty.
We've seen 3 #1 seeds already fall tonight.
Here is Glynn in on a single. He reaches across. Watch. If he can grab that ankle, but Jones is too quick. He slips the ankle, saves himself from getting taken down.
Sometimes it's not necessarily the points you score, but the points you allow from scoring.
Get in there.
Glynn did a nice job there of shooting, then knowing that he didn't have the shot and getting off the mat, so Jones couldn't spin and go around him for his own two.
Glynn has controlled where he is position-wise on the mat. Glynn did a nice job there. Why not attack the man near the out of bounds? You got an escape route. Oh, but there's Jones in, legs in, and that's going to be the takedown.
Big freight train double there. I mean, he rammed through the hips right there. Nice job. Jones kept his feet moving. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, he just kept driving through.
Good running double. You'll see the change of level
Boom.
right there.
Now watch. He drives. Look at his feet. Look at his feet.
Good balance and a sense to stay on the legs and not move up too quick.
One.
Glynn gets that 1 point for the escape. Actually, Jones let him go.
This is where Jones might be able to start to open up. Glynn needs to score points. He's really got to come after Jones now. Jones has been the aggressor most of this match.
All right, you need injury time? Let's go then. On the lines, men. Here we go.
And Glynn tweaked his hand a little bit there.
Well, one thing about Glynn is he's going to keep driving in. He's going to keep dropping in. He's going to give it. It's not a matter of not having it in the tank for Glynn. It's a matter of needing to execute once he gets in on the leg. But that has something to do with Jones there.
And
the
Jones,
hip action, the weight shift. He's done a great job. You know, what Glynn needs to do is keep the shots going and get the official involved a little bit.
He's shooting from that one thing. He likes to have the tie before he executes the shot. Jones likes to be outside, no contact, to execute his shots. He can do it from a tie, but he's quick enough from the outside. But it seems that Glynn needs contact to be able to do it.
Well, Glynn didn't want the official involved that way because he just got warned for stalling.
Down, red's down.
If Glynn gets away, he brings it into a 1-point match. It comes down to a takedown.
All right, Top, you're
Jones cut him earlier. I don't think he's going to use that strategy here.
Went out of bounds, which is Jones looked right down at him as he put him on his back out of bounds, sort of sending a message, I can do this to you.
Set, Top on.
See if he stops Glynn's first move.
There wasn't much of a first move.
There was no first
Glenn's
move.
head went down. That's not what you want. You need explosion off the bottom. He gets one.
Now we've got ourselves quite a match. It comes down to who can get a takedown.
Glynn took a long look at the clock, realized there's no riding time. It's a 1-point match. Plenty of time to set up a takedown. Glynn now getting very offensive. Picking up his pace. This is where Jones can become dangerous.
Catching you coming in.
You give him that little opening and he can really attack, can he?
With that speed, he can. And anytime you get aggressive, you leave more openings.
But Glynn has to take that chance.
He does. There's no question. He has to do it. Jones had him flat there. Now Glynn coming up.
Good fight, both wrestlers. Glynn never gave up on that grip right there. That's what saved him. But Jones, great position, kept his body on top of Glynn, real heavy where Glynn couldn't execute and come up.
And at the end, he gave him a little bit of a hip pop there and knocked him over backwards. There, Jones is inbounds, but he doesn't have both legs, so this won't score.
Let's go. He's on the wood.
Nice job by Glynn to counter. Fatigue now becoming a part of this match.
Jones, who hasn't lost this year. In fact, hasn't lost in 3 straight regular seasons.
It's a war.
They're
22
really,
seconds left in this. this battle. And Jones, he's just tough in position. Right now, he hasn't got a stalling call against him.
And the stall call costs him a point, and then the quick takedown, and that's how fast Jones can put points on the board.
You go from having a great chance to losing the match just like that. So Greg Jones is going to prevail in one half of the bracket. Greg Jones remains undefeated from West Virginia. Greg Jones will wrestle for yet another NCAA championship. Let's go watch the other semifinal now, featuring Travis Pascoe, the #3 seed from Nebraska, and Tyler